told you you so extra, but I know I'm the same, yeah. Love me in spite of my trauma. Give me what I need instead of the drama.
Hold on. Here I come. I'm putting my food away. Hold on. I'm putting my food away. I was an adult and I cooked. I meal prepped. Whew. Hey girl. How you doing? Yes, girl. I just got through done meal prepping my food. Girl, I just got off a 3-day cleanse, a watermelon cleanse, baby. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. I was trying to be cute and I thought it was low-key gonna run through me, but it did not. 0 out of 10 did the opposite. If anything, I was more constipated. Honestly, I don't feel like I drank enough water today. And I'll probably regret this tomorrow. But anyways, girl, I was just thinking about you. It's been so long since I talked to you. Oh, I know the hair is long, isn't it? The hair is herring, baby. Yeah. It's been so long. Girl, I just had to come on here and tell you about my dating life. Girl, it's just 0 out of 10 would not recommend. I feel like the last time I talked to you was 2021. It's 2025, baby. A lot has happened. Honestly, 0 out of 10, baby. The dating here in Houston would not recommend. But that's just my experience, and I can't really base it off of someone else's experience, but just my own. The main thing I'm having a problem with is niggas and their hygiene. Their hygiene is trash. But let's see, there's been so many and yet so few. There was one dude, baby, I felt like I got catfished. Okay, so I was on BOK. I actually like BOK. BOK is where I see my niggas, because, you know, I love... the end of the day, you know, I want a man, of course, but I want a nigga, you know? So anyways, so I'm on BOK. Hinge, I get a lot of white people or whatever. So BOK gets me to my roots, if that makes any sense. So I'm filling the pictures on BOK. He was locked. I was like, okay, all right, cool. So he does a date, right? And I think that night I ended up locking myself out of my house, or locking myself out of the car or something. Yes. I locked my keys in the house. Girl had to wait for a locksmith. I know he was like, this bitch standing me up, and I wasn't. But literally, I didn't know how far it was away. It was literally like 30 minutes away. It was like on Westheimer or whatever. And I can't remember what day it was that we went. It was like a Thursday or Friday or something like that. So anyways, I explained to him that, you know, I locked myself out of my house or whatever, but I locked the keys to my car, so I couldn't leave. Like, I could have just handled it once I got home or whatever, but I literally couldn't leave. My house keys and the car keys were in the house. Anyways, so I get there, and baby, it's not the same person. It's not the same person, baby. I got catfish. The person that I met there, I don't know who that was. He was much skinnier. And I remember he had told me when we were sitting down that he had like got a head injury or something. He was like a boxer and he had got like a head injury, so he was in the hospital and he had lost a lot of weight or whatever. So the person I seen in the pictures, baby, that's not you. You're a different person. I feel like, you know, you look different, but you still uploaded those pictures like that was your fine shit. Like, he was like, I'm feeling myself today, so I'm gonna post these pictures. So he had beautiful eyes though. I'm a stickler for eyes, noses, teeth, lips, a face. I love a cute, not a cute face, I love a nice face, like features, like ears, nose, lips, eyes, eyebrows. I'm a stickler for eyes, lips, and like teeth. or whatever. I'm a stickler for that. So he had really nice eyes, but baby was not giving the same energy that he was giving in the picture. Like the pictures was given like, yeah, like I'm that nigga, I'm confident. Baby, in person, he was like reclused, like his shoulders were shrunken, he was like very skinny or whatever. So honestly, when I went to go hug him, baby was musty. Baby was musty. I was like, But it was like this shirt I got on. I wore it one time. It was a sweaty day. And then I thought that I didn't sweat in it that much. So I decided to run that shit back. No, baby. You should have washed that. And he didn't. Girl, he didn't. So, and it was like a stale smell. And I was just like, oh God. But he was very nice. He was very sweet and nice. So I didn't want to completely give up on him. I was like, maybe he had a bad day, right? So then we run it back. We go to Dave & Buster's and I bake some cookies or whatever. That's when I was in my baking bag. I baked him some cookies. I brought them to him, testing them out. And he was like, oh, these are bomb. These are fire. These are fire. I'm like, don't boast me, baby. I know they're bomb. But when somebody reassures me, it's always an ego boost. I'm like, I know. So he tearing them bitches up. He like, right? So we're going to Dave & Buster's. We hug musty. I was like, baby, I gave you another chance. You only get 2 chances when you musty. The first time I was like, maybe it was a pass. No, the second time you was musty again. So that was it. But he was super nice. We had good conversation and I decided to just tell him I was an adult. I've been on my adulting and communicating, very recently since I moved, here to Houston. I know I'm adulting, okay? And I told him and I let him know, I'm like, you're really cool, but I just really see you as a friend or whatever. So we just continued, talking to be friends or whatever. I did like a pop-up for my bakery. He showed up and then I got a whiff of his breath. So not only was he funky, baby, his breath stank. I mean, it was nasty. It was nasty bad. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I just can't. Yeah, I was just like, that's so disappointing. But also that's a thing that I'm coming across as hygiene, baby. They're just having a hard time with their hygiene, and their breath and not brushing their teeth or brushing their tongue or drinking some kombucha or something. So we ended up falling off or whatever. That was that. But yeah, that was that situation. The next situation was, now this one, I know, girl, it's not a lot, but it is a lot. The next one, it was like, I don't know, it's hot. Hold on, girl. Sitting up underneath that light with all them, girl, hot. And I got this hair down. Anyways, girl, I'm just gonna finish on the couch. So, girl. So this next dude, I met him on Hinge. Surprisingly, I met him on Hinge. And this one, he had the audacity. We were going good. We were doing good. And he had the audacity after we had already been out on the date. It was a good date. We had a very good date. It was like one of them long all day dates, where it just keeps going and going and going, right? So we're talking and I had already cooked for this nigga what I said I wasn't going to do. I cooked. Girl, I know I need a retie. Hold on. Well, not really, but it's like week 6. I know, but I know it's long, girl. Leave me alone. So I had already cooked for this nigga, which I said I wasn't going to do again, but we were talking and I was feeling him or whatever. And I can't help that I love to cook for people. So I cooked for him and I ended up driving. He stayed in BFE. somewhere off of 290 or something. I don't know. I can't even remember. I couldn't even get you back to that location again if my life depended on it. I didn't know where I was going. He gave me his address. I can't even remember. I don't even remember where he stayed. Anyways, I went over there late as hell. I was a little bit bigger at that time, so I put on these 2 little ass pajamas. It was like long sleeve, like long pants, long sleeve or whatever. Booty was looking probably nice or whatever, but I still felt fat in it or whatever. He had a receding hairline like George Jefferson, like pulled up to the scene with my ceiling missing, like with my roof missing or whatever. He had one of those, and it was unfortunate. But as long as he had a hat on, but he was also super nice. Anyways, went over there, nothing happened. It was stupid late. Like, bitch, when I left here, it was already like 11 o'clock. It was going to take me like 30 minutes to get there. So when I got there, it was almost 12 o'clock in the morning. We watched the movie, and then I was like, I think I should probably go to sleep or leave or something. He was like, no, don't leave. And I was like, all right, I'm just like, I could just leave early in the morning to beat traffic to get home to clock in for work or whatever, right? So ended up laying there, couldn't go to sleep, nothing happened or whatever. I was like, let me just go home because I can't go to sleep or whatever. So I ended up getting in the car, driving home or whatever. So we're talking. He had got like this Harry and David's like basket. As a kid, loved Harry and David's. As a kid, I wanted to grow up and be able to purchase these Harry and David baskets. So he got one from like Christmas or something because it was around Christmas or like the holidays or something, right? So we're talking, and this nigga had the audacity and gall to fix his lips and be like, I can't remember what we were talking about, but we were like, he was like something about roses or something came up. And he was like, if I went out on a date, he's like, I would definitely bring roses. And I'm like, well, when am I going to get roses or something? I think I asked him, I was like, when am I going to get roses? Or why didn't you have roses for me on our date? And he's like, well, we didn't go on a date. And I'm like, I'm so mother effing confused because what do you mean we didn't go out on a date? We literally spend damn near all day from 2 to like 11, like midnight. That's 8 hours. What do you consider that, sir? That's not a date? He's like, no, I didn't consider that a date. And I don't know when I'm going to plan a date for us. He's like, and that's when you'll get your roses. And we were already planning for him to come over, and we were going to have like an indoor picnic because it was like rainy season here in Houston. And I'm like, then what the fuck am I planning this indoor picnic for? And why are we planning this if I'm not good enough for you to even plan a date for it? And what the fuck are we doing, sir? Excuse me, but what are we doing if what we did wasn't even considered a date? And then if that is your definition of a date, then what the hell am I? You feel me? I'm so confused. If you were like, when it's something special, you know, that's when I plan something special, that's when I'll bring flowers. So I'm like, then when do you do that? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what are we doing? You know, at our big ass age, what are we doing then? So I literally just expressed that to him. And I was like, if that's your definition, then I can't get jiggy with it. Cause I thought we were past that. I at least thought that that was a date, and that was by my definitions a date, but not his definitions. And the way he explained it, that wasn't a date. And he likes to put thought into date. And we had been talking for at least 2-3 weeks at this point, probably. And there was still no date planned for me per his standards. Excuse me, sir. No. So I expressed that to him, and he could never just wrap his head around it. He was an alcoholic for sure. He was going through some issues or whatever, and his coping mechanism was alcohol. And for me, I'm not drinking, no judgment or whatever, but that's hard for a person that doesn't drink at all to kind of commingle with someone who has a drinking problem like that. So I expressed that to him and how I felt, and he could never like comprehend what I was talking about and where I was coming from. Like, I completely understand what he said, and I got it, baby. I heard it loud and clear, but he didn't understand where I was coming from and how it wasn't working for me in regards to what are we doing if your standards, so we never could just get back on track or whatever. And then that was it. Like I feel like his alcoholism like started consuming him or whatever. And he's just like, I just don't understand what happened. Like, those were the words that came out of his mouth. I was like, I just don't understand what happened. I'm sorry, girl, I'm tired. And I'm like, if you don't understand, then there's nothing for us to talk about because I explained it to you. So, girl, that was that. A lot of, not a lot, I'm not even going to call them situationships because there's a lot of just like talking to people. One dude, very attractive. He was very, very, very attractive, but this is what I'm like confused on, like, what the hell? Like, why do y'all waste people's time? So we end up talking on Black. We meet on Black. And like girl, you already know how I am. If they fine and I'm feeling them, they get the real number. I'm like, yes. So yes, he got the real number. I was feeling him. He was tall, he was dark skinned, chef's kiss, right? Or he was taller than me. I think he was like 5'11" or something, which that's completely fine. I don't need a 6-foot king. If you're tall, you're tall, okay? But if you're taller than me, perfect. I'll take 5'10", 5'11", So he was a hooper or whatever. So he was at one of them pickup games or whatever with the league and shit like that. So I met him over there and went to his game, and I literally was trying to pick him out of the crowd, but I was also kind of low-key seeing other niggas there, and I was like, oh, he's cute too. He's cute too. Anyways, we end up meeting. He's low-key sweaty from the game, but we end up going to grab something to eat. So we end up driving downtown. He's like, yeah, there's this pizza spot that's probably open because it was kind of late. And he was like, there's this pizza spot. Now, hindsight knowing, he was talking about Frank's downtown. So we end up finding a parking space together. Like, he parked behind me. Like, we ended up finding 2 parking spaces together, walk over there and get the pizza. We sat there, we talked. He was like, he had a kid, whatever, beautiful, lustrous, like, eyebrows and his hair, like, everything was just dark. It was just like very beautiful skin or whatever. He was from, I think it was New Orleans. I don't know. I can't remember. Don't get me to start lying. Can't remember his name. Honestly, I couldn't even pick this nigga out of a lineup if you ask me. But yeah. So we were sitting there talking or whatever. And honestly, the vibe from the whole conversation was kind of like, meh. It was like cool, but it wasn't like nothing like sparks or anything at all, So once we were leaving, I literally gave him a hug and we got in our car and we left. I don't even think we text that night. I'm not really sure. Honestly and wholeheartedly, bitch, I swear to God, if I wouldn't have heard from that nigga again, it wouldn't have hurt my feelings. Because it was just kind of like, meh, it wasn't anything that was like groundbreaking or anything or whatever, right? So I literally get up the next morning. I feel like I go for my bike ride. I needed a battery or some bullshit like that. So I go for my bike ride, and then I knew I had to go to like AutoZone. So literally I look down on my phone, nigga, I'm getting a FaceTime call from this nigga. And I'm like, hello? I'm like, hello? He's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, nothing. I'm just on my way back, from the my bike ride and I'm picking up a battery. He's like, oh yeah, I just did some hooping or some bullshit like that or whatever. He's like, yeah, you know, I just wanted to call and see how you were doing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, all right. You know, I was just like, okay. Literally, like, that put a little hope into my little tank. Like, okay. Like, maybe you was feeling me, but I got that he wasn't really feeling me that much or whatever. So I was like, okay, so maybe you are feeling me. I just couldn't read you. Okay, cool. So he's like, yeah, later on, I'm gonna call you or something like that or whatever. And I'm gonna see if you want to come hang with the family or something. Like, he was trying to invite me somewhere, y'all. So I'm like, okay, you know, what, you know, whatever. It's not really, I'm not really tripping. So I think I had a bike ride that night. So I get home from my bike ride, or I have a bike ride the next morning. So I'm like, I don't want to be out like kind of like late or whatever. So he like calls me and he's like, oh yeah, oh I'm at the function, da da da. It's all loud and shit. He's like, all right, well I'll call you on my way home, or like once I leave here or whatever, because it's loud. I can't hear you. I was like, okay, you know, whatever. I never heard from that man again. I don't know if he's dead or whatever, but it's like, what was the point? Like, if you were gonna do what you were gonna do, and I honestly, respectfully, I can't even remember what gave me the idea that he wasn't like deceased. Is that like, I think I don't know what happened. I think we ended up matching again on Black or something. That's what it was. Yes, that's exactly what happened. That's how I found out that he wasn't deceased and that he wasn't dead, y'all. I ended up matching with him again on Hinge or on BOK. Literally swiping. I was like, do I even want to see? And I swiped and liked, and he responded. And I was like, that's funny. I think that's what I said. And I don't think I got a response for it, because I don't even think he remembered me or something. It was just weird. It's like, niggas, they be moving so weird out here nowadays. I'm just like, what was the point? Why? I was good. I felt that it wasn't even really nothing. I felt that you wasn't feeling me. So what was the point? You know? What was the point of you even FaceTiming me, nigga? Not a call. You FaceTimed me the next day and tried to talk to me. And the funny thing about that story is there was two niggas that I was talking to. And normally I do not do this. And I gave my number out simultaneously to two different people, but they were very similar. They literally both like worked and were like similar and like very similar names, height, look alike. I was like, y'all niggas trying to set me up, because what is this? It was so weird. And when I made the plans with old boy the Hooper, I thought I was talking to the other nigga. Yeah. So when I responded to the message, I was like, oh damn. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, I was like leaving a bike ride. Oh girl, I can't even remember. That's crazy. I can't even remember. I think that's what happened. I was like, oh yeah, I'll call you when I'm done at my bike ride or whatever. And yeah, who knows? I can't remember. So then I ended up leaving the bike ride and then going to see him. Yeah, that's what happened. And it was a different nigga. I thought it was the other nigga in that one. Yeah, so yeah, that's what happened. But it's like, why are you moved like that? Like, what was the point? What was the point? Wasting my time. Girl, then there was the nigga from Dallas. Now, this one was weird because, not weird, but it had major potential. We met on Facebook dating. Okay, so it's Facebook dating, Hinge, and BOK. BOK was the number one. Hinge is like second. Facebook dating, baby. I have a 3-strike rule. I'll give a dating app at the time when I'm putting in effort. I'll give you 3 motherfucking chances, and that's it. If it's 3 strikes, you're out. I'm going on hiatus. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So this one had real potential because this nigga was from California. I'm from Cali, baby. You know, like the way I talk, my mannerisms, people understand like where I'm coming from and how I talk. It's refreshing. So he was from California. He was a light bright. I do love a light bright. I mean, I love them all shapes and sizes and colors, okay? But I do have a thing for like a light bright freckle. Like, baby, give me freckles. I love freckles. I love freckles on anybody. Honestly, dark skin, light skin, white, freckles. If you have freckles, baby, yes, bitch, you already know. It's not even to say I love a red bone, but baby, I love red bone undertones, okay? Like, give me freckles, give me red in the beard, red in the hair. Love it. Anyways, so he was cool. Baby was cool. He lived in Dallas, okay? But he was from California. He lived in Dallas for like 13 years at this point or whatever. We were talking on Facebook. We were texting and it was going good. And I was sending voice notes. He had an Android, so he couldn't send voice notes, but iPhones could. So I would send him voice notes all the time. He's like, man, I can't send voice notes, blah, 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 whatever. But we were getting along and I told him, I was like, nah, I'm like, I like to text, a little bit, and then we go from there and see if we want to exchange numbers. He's like, okay, I'm cool with that. I love when a man is understanding, baby. When I tell you my boundaries and you accept them and you just roll with it, eat it up, baby. I was like, okay, all right. I would say little things and little, not insiders, but we were talking about jokes and music, and he was into music too. So maybe it had potential. No kids. What? A job? What? Owned a house? What? I was like, okay, did I just find, a possible potential husband or whatever, right? So we were both into music. I would say like little phrases from music and lines, and he would get it from text, baby. We were synced up, right? So I had gone out with a friend and he asked me where, he's like, where'd you go out to eat? And I was like, oh, I went to this place called La Buca or some bullshit. And he was like, oh, okay. He's like, I'm gonna have to check that out. He's like, matter of fact, I'm gonna be out there for my birthday. It was supposed to be my birthday trip, but it ended up raining or snowing or something. So he's like, we canceled it. And I'm like, he's like, I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm like, ain't no way you come into my city. I'm here in Houston, so this is my city. No way you come into my city gonna try some shit that I told you about. He's like, okay, my fault, my bad. He's like, so how about this? He's like, how about when I come out there, he's like, I'll take you there. And I was like, okay. He did this via messaging, no call, no nothing. We still were doing through Facebook Messenger or whatever, like Facebook dating app or whatever. So I think, I don't know, I can't remember, but he was getting tired. He's like, man, is there like a texting app that we could talk on or whatever? And I was like, nah. I was like, it's been like 2 weeks since we talked on here, and it's consistent. When someone takes the time to open this app to have a discussion with me, that shows that you're serious about what you're doing. You feel exactly, bitch. You feel me? Like, that shows you're putting in effort, which I like. So therefore, I like that. So I was like, okay. I was like, we can exchange numbers. I give him my number. Baby, he calls me. I don't even know if we would have made it 2 weeks if I would have been talking to him this whole time. He has the of course, I grew up in LA, okay? I know a LA nigga accent, okay? And he had he had an annoying LA nigga accent, because it's one thing to like talk a certain way with your niggas, but I'm a female, I'm a woman, I'm a lady, you feel me? Yes. So I need you to act accordingly. No, it was on 10 at all time. He's talking to me. He's like, yeah. And this nigga, he did that. And then I was like, it's all that. Nigga, what? Yeah, because it's nothing. It's nothing. And I'm just like, sir, what did I do to you? I didn't do nothing. I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, oh. I mean, called me, would be on the line, putting the cars together and shit. He worked on the line at like a car dealership or whatever, putting the car parts together and shit or whatever. And I was just like, I don't think we would have made it. Oh God. But he was like, yeah, cause and we, talk about, different situations. He's like, yeah, cause I don't even understand. And it's just all of this aggression. And I'm just like, sir, I was like, please bring it down. And I was just like, so we would have our moments where we would talk and it would be fine or whatever. But it was a lot of times where it was hella overwhelming. Like, girl, I just be like, oh my God. So anyways, it came time for him to come to his trip or whatever. And like, I think I had told him prior to us exchanging numbers that I had a dream about him. I'm like, if I could get into my head and my intuition and like get into my my self-conscious, bitch, I'd be a multimillionaire if I could just hone in on that, because my brain just be braining sometimes, right? So I tell him I had a dream about him or whatever, and he's so susceptible for it. Like, he's very open to it. He's like, wow, that's crazy. And nigga, eat it up. Like, he was like really into it. He wasn't judgmental about it. I'm like, I've never seen this man before, and I'm telling him that I'm having, that I'm open enough with him to tell him that I had a dream about him or whatever, and what happened in the dream. And he's like, that's crazy or whatever. So then it was like the night before he was supposed to come, and I ended up having another dream about him or whatever, because it's like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about him and I'm excited for him to come or whatever. And I tell him about the dream, and he's like, what? He's like, that's crazy. He's like, I was wearing what? I was like, you're wearing like a gray, like tracksuit, like two-piece or whatever, like sweatpants and sweatshirt, whatever. He's like, that's crazy. He's like, guess what I'm wearing right now? He's like, I'm wearing gray sweatpants and gray shirt. I'm like, that is nuts. I was like, see, my mind is so powerful. I need to hone in on that shit, bitch. I need to hone in. I know. I need to hone in on it. I know. I need to hone in on it. But he was like so open about it. And he was like, that's crazy. He wasn't like, that's weird. The fuck, bitch? I don't even know what you having dreams about me for or whatever. And I'm just like, no. And he was just like very open about that, which I liked. Girl, hold up, kind of thirsty. Oh, it's late. I need to hurry up, girl. I know. But yeah, okay. You still got time? All right. Let me wrap it up. I'm almost done. I got a couple of more stories. So then he gets here, right? But he's not like, we were planned to go out like later on that night. So he gets here early in the morning, not early in the morning, but early in the afternoon. And he's like, yeah, I'm about to grab something to eat. And I'm like, oh, and then he comes out, he's like, do you want to join me? Like, he never says it, like he didn't plan it. It was like an impromptu. He's like, do you want to join me? And I'm like, oh, I'm like literally at the nail place getting my nails done or whatever. And he's like, no, it's cool or whatever, blah, 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 whatever, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'll see you later. No, that's what happened. He got here on Friday and our date was for Saturday night. And then he got here like Saturday, like Sunday, or I'm sorry. He got there like Friday or whatever. So it's just like, if you wanted to see me, you could have just said that or whatever. And that was that. So it was literally like all of Friday and then all of like Saturday, and then I didn't see him till Saturday night or whatever. So get dressed, go over there to the restaurant. He walks in, stereotypical nigga, like stereotypical Cali nigga. He had on like the SA like flannel jacket, like you know which one I'm talking about. He had that on with some like Air Forces and some jeans and a white shirt or whatever. And then he had these glasses on that he was wearing in one of his profile pictures, or some of his profile pictures, because he loved them fucking glasses because he had them on a lot or whatever. So literally walk in. He's very skinny. Like, I'm okay with a skinny nigga. Like, you don't need to be buff or nothing, but he was skinny. He was a little skinny nigga or whatever. So I don't know. We sit there, we're talking. Girl, why is he on his phone the whole time? Literally, I know. He was on the Android. Yes, he was on the phone the whole time. And I'm just like, I'm so confused by this, because it's like, I can't stand a nigga that loves Facebook like that. Like, to me, Facebook, if you're into Facebook, to me, that's a red flag. Ain't it? Like, I don't know. If you're a Facebook warrior and you're always on Facebook, that's a red flag to me, because Facebook is, I'm not going to say it's old, but it's old. Like, there's no reason for you to be on Facebook if you're not somebody's mama or daddy or grandma or auntie or uncle. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so he was just in his phone constantly, and I could see, because he had a big ass Android or whatever, so I could literally see his screen, and he was like replying back to comments. And I know a lot of niggas be in like those groups where they talk about sports, or they talking about like shit, and it's like meme pages and stuff like that. Because my little play brother, yeah, that nigga, he be on Facebook like that too. He's like, oh, I was in the Facebook group. I'm like, in a Facebook group? Like, who be in a Facebook group like that? Like, it don't be popping like that for me. But maybe I need to, rethink and get in the Facebook group or something. So I'm just like, this is weird. Anyways, I had baked him some cookies too, because I was in my baking bag or whatever. So I had brought him some cookies. He was eating them. He's like, yeah, they're good or whatever. I was like, okay, good. So we ate. He paid for the dinner or whatever. So I was excited about us hanging out, right? So I had already pre-planned a post like to the second spot. It's this place called Puttery out here. And I've gone to it with another person. I don't know. He's not even worth, yeah, he's worth talking about. I'll pencil that. I'll run him back. Okay, pencil that. Remind me to tell you about. Yes, remind me to tell you about. So I had already prepaid for Puttery, because you have to prepay or whatever. So I had set it for later, because I just knew this sit down date was going to be so good, and we were just going to spend hours just talking, right? First of all, the spot is bumping. Okay, it's not even like a culture club spot like that. No hookah inside or nothing. But this bitch is family oriented and it's popping. Okay, it was so loud in there, like we could barely hear each other. Anyways, we get our food, we eat, and he's just on the phone or whatever. So I think it's literally still an hour prior to us needing to go to the spot, right? To the Puttery or whatever. So I can't feel this nigga. I can't catch a vibe with this nigga. I don't know if he's feeling me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not getting a vibe from him. I have no idea. And I don't like that. For me, I am a words of affirmation kind of girl. You already know, bitch. You already know I'm a words of affirmation. I need you to boost me up, baby. I need you to talk to me. I need you to look at me. I need you to be face to face. I need you to communicate with me about how you feel. And that was not him at all. Bitch, I couldn't tell if he hated me, liked me, didn't want to be there. Because it was giving, I don't want to be here or whatever. So I got up to go to the bathroom, and I was like, shit, I'm not going to get my money back. Yeah, I'm not going to get my money back. So I'm like, damn. I was like, all right, I guess we'll just go to Puttery because I wanted to leave at this point. I'm like, this is not fun. I'm like, what happened? And I'm like, that's why when people be virtually dating, I'm like, you got to see that person in person because y'all could virtually vibe and then y'all meet IRL and that shit be trash. And that's exactly what it was. It was trash. So I was trying to be a team player, okay? So literally we go to leave and I was going to give him the information to the spot and just not show up. But then I seen their outdoor area had like a sitting pit or whatever. And I was like, oh, let's go out there and sit or whatever. But there was nowhere for us to sit. They just had these big ass patio chairs or whatever. And they were like far apart or whatever. So there was no way for us to like actually sit. Bitch, tell me why he sits there and he's just on his phone the whole time. And I'm just like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? So I get up to go to the bathroom again. And I'm like, I'm about to leave. I'm not about to go back out there. He got a drink. No, did he? No, he didn't get it. Did he get a drink? I don't think he got a drink when we were sitting at the table. So when I came back from the bathroom after I psyched myself in again, not out, psyched myself in again, he was ordering a drink. And I'm like, oh, maybe he's nervous. Benefit of the doubt. I was giving this nigga the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, maybe he's nervous. Everybody's not an open book and very, maybe he's an introvert. Everybody's not an extrovert like me. So I'm like, maybe he's nervous. So I'm like, maybe get a little liquor in him and he'll loosen up. I was like, okay, so that's what I know. Like, I know you don't have to remind me, but I was literally just trying to be a team player. And I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt in regards to maybe he's just nervous. You know what I'm saying? Because a bad bitch, you feel me? So maybe I make him nervous or whatever. So he got a drink and then, bitch, I think he got another drink. So I'm like, okay, this nigga's trying to get loose. Okay. So he get another drink. And I'm like, all right, okay, cool. So, but bitch, he's still not talking to me. He's still in his phone. Yes, still in his phone, not really talking. I'm just like, what the fuck am I wasting my time for? Like, why am I here? Or whatever. So it's finally time to leave. And I'm like, well, I was like, you want to get up and go to Puttery now? And he's like, yeah. So I was like, all right. Here's the address. I'm like, I'll meet you there or whatever. I literally thought about just going home. I really did. I know I should have just gone home, but I had already paid for that part of it or whatever. So I was literally just like, look, I'm out and about. I don't get to go on that many dates, bitch. So let's just be a team player and let's just see it through. I'm just going to see it through. Gonna go Puttery and then see it through, I know, like, I don't know. I was just trying to be a team player, bitch. Like I said, I was just trying to be a team player. So then we get over there and it's packed. It's popping. It's a Saturday night. Everybody and their fucking mama in that bitch. So I'm like, I was like, no, it's too many people or whatever. I'm like, let's just chill. I was like, we have an appointment. Like, we have a scheduled appointment for like, a reservation. Yes, we have a reservation for like 10:30 or 11 or something. And it was like, but we're going to let it chill out a little bit. He's like, they're like, yeah, as long as you check in, you can go whenever, you want to or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So we sat down, talked a little bit, and I'm like, you loose now? I'm like, you feeling good? I'm like, the liquor or whatever. First of all, once again, I was popping music loud as fuck. I thought we would be able to talk, but we could barely hear each other. So, I'm like, look, while in Rome, shit, I'm not attracted to you or whatever. So I'm like, let's see what it's doing. So, I'm like, I get close to him or whatever. I start putting on my charm and shit. I'm like, what's up, babe? You start stroking his ear and shit. I'm like, what's up, up, baby? Like, you feel you good? You loose now? You got that liquor in you? You good? So, I ended up like, nigga bony as fuck. I think I definitely weighed more than him. So I sit on his lap or whatever, but I'm like off to the side. So I got my legs over his legs in his lap or whatever. And we're sitting there and we're talking. And I'm just like, cause that's the only way I'm going to be able to hear him. Cause the DJ in the background, boot that ass on the hands to the floor. Shake that till you can't no more. They partying and shit. And I'm like, I'm just trying to talk to the nigga. You feel me? So we're sitting there talking. We finally getting a little, conversation going or whatever and all this. And I'm like, you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good or whatever, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm just trying to loosen this nigga up. I'm like, damn, nigga, loosen. I'm like, are you good? Like, because I can't tell, nigga. Am I wasting my time? Because I'm like, we were good on the phone or whatever. So I can't remember what we were talking about. But, bitch, tell me why his phone ring and he answered. It's his cousin. So he does have a cousin here in Houston or whatever. So the phone ring, this nigga answered it. And I'm just like, who does that? Who does that? Like, we're in the middle of a conversation and you answer your phone. Or whatever. Anyways, so I was like, okay. All right. So he answers the phone. We go, it's time to go puttery or whatever. I thought it was getting better. We go puttery. He loosens up a little bit. They playing some good music. He started dancing, doing a little jig. I'm like, okay, you loose this goose now. I was like, okay. A little personality starts coming out. I'm like, damn, nigga, we're at hour almost 4. And now you trying to get loose? And you didn't have like 4 drinks. And I'm like, this is what it takes, 4 hours and 3 drinks for you to loosen up a little bit. So he loosened up or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, so we end the night, we end the puttery, we have fun. I was like, I love little mini golf. Mini golf I enjoy. So we was doing a little thing. We finished it. He's like, that's it, all right. So I'm like, all right, well, it's still kind of early. I'm like, they ain't closed yet. I'm like, do you want to go upstairs, sit down or whatever, talk, whatever? And he's like, yeah. So we go and talk. I think, did I have a jacket on? Did he have a jacket on? I don't know. He took the jacket off. We were just sitting there, talking or whatever. And once again, I tried to, stroke his shit. I was like, hey, baby, what's up? I'm like, you good? And I was like, take a picture, relax. Lean your head back a little bit. I'm not even going to hold you. I was trying to be on demon time. Okay? Look, I'm only human. Okay? I was like, yeah, why we here? What's up, baby? What's up? We're cracking. What you trying to get into, right? So, we're sitting there talking. He ain't really doing nothing. So I'm like, all right, you ready to go? He's like, yeah, let's go or whatever. So we walk down and I'm like, where'd you park? He's like, oh, I parked on Washington. I'm like, what? I told you that there was this free big ass parking lot right across the way. He's like, I don't even know. I paid for parking. I'm like, you paid? Nigga, who you paid? What are you talking about? So I'm like, you want me to drive you to your car? He's like, can you? I was all right, cool. Hop in the car. I drive him over there, drive him to his car, and I get out, and he get out the car, and I get out the car, or no, he goes to get out the car and tries to give me a hug in the fucking car. I'm like, nigga, look, I know you paid for dinner, but I paid for this damn golfing. You about to give me more than a damn church hug in the car over the center console, okay? You about to give me a hug, nigga. You about to touch pelvises, okay? Shit. Damn, that's all I'm asking for, nigga. What? We are grown, okay? So, anyway, so I'm like, damn, I can't get a hug? Like, outside the car, he's like, oh, my bad, or whatever. I'm like, this old awkward ass nigga. Anyways, so we get out the car, and I Then he give me some half-ass hug, and for real, at this point, I turned into a straight nigga. Like the femininity was out the window, bitch. Because I was like, that's it? I'm like, that's all I get. I was fed up. I was fed up. I was like, that's all I get? That's all you get? That's all I get? He's like, oh, well, I can't remember what the fuck he said. Don't get me to start lying. But he was like, whatever. And he was like, oh, my bad. I didn't know, or some bullshit. I'm like, look, nigga. I'm like, we're grown. I'm like, nigga, we almost 40, okay? We ain't got time to play no games. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, we not trying to, like, do nothing crazy, but my nigga, I need you to grab some ass or something. Or whatever. I'm like, you see all this woman right here, and you not gonna cop a feel on nothing? Nigga, what is wrong with you? Are you gay? Are you gay? Because at this point, I think you are. No judgment, baby. But, don't waste my time. Okay? Anyways, so he finally give me a little Philly Copperfield kind of hug or whatever. We kiss. I'm like, okay, about motherfucking time, nigga. I didn't know if you like me. He's like, no, I'm sorry. He's like, I was just, I was just nervous or whatever. And I was like, I feel it. I can't expect you to just come out the gate. If you came out the gate too hot, then it'd be a problem. But nigga, you was ice cold. Okay? I need you to be a little lukewarm. A little lukewarm. I need you to turn that shit up, okay? But I needed you to be a little lukewarm. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, we ended up back at this hotel. Because he wasn't coming back to my house, baby. He wasn't coming back to my house. He got a hotel. So I was like, yeah. He's like, you want to come back to the hotel? I was like, yeah, I'll come over there for a minute, So I went over to the hotel or whatever. We kissing or whatever. And he's still acting kind of weird. I'm not even going to hold you. He just had this weird kind of demeanor aura about him. And I don't know what it was. Like, even after all of that, him telling me he was nervous or something, it was still like a weird demeanor about it. And I was just like, I don't know. Anyway, so nothing happened because he didn't have no protection. So I was like, I'm not carrying a protection. I'm the lady. Yeah. You didn't have protection, so it's not going to happen. So I ended up leaving. And I think he was that was Friday. No, that was Saturday night. And then Sunday, he was leaving to go back or whatever. And I didn't hear back from him till like later on that evening. Like, I didn't hit him up or nothing. And he was like, hey. He's like, hey, or whatever. And I respectfully sent him a Dear John voice note. And I told him about himself. And I was like, it would never work out with us because I don't like fishing for how you feel. I don't need to fill in for you on how you feel. I don't want to assume you feel a certain way because basically I don't know how you felt. So I filled in that space for you. I filled in those feelings for you. I didn't know if it felt like you weren't feeling me at all. So therefore, what the fuck am I wasting my time for? If you're not really into me like that. And, I'm just like, I require more, I can't remember exactly what I said, but basically I was like, I can't, fill in your feelings for you like that. I'm like, I need to know. I need you to express your feelings to me. And I know it's kind of early or whatever, but I don't even know if you even really, I guess you liked me. I don't know. It was like a whole lot of guessing, and I don't like that. I'm like, we're too old for that. I don't need to be, filling in spaces. I'm like, we're old. I'm like, you know what you like. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like you didn't like me. So I'm not going to sit there and pretend and try and fake the funk when it just wasn't there. And literally he just responded with, I understand. He's definitely gotten that before or whatever. Cause he's older too. So he's set in his ways. He's not changing no time soon. Or whatever. But yeah, that was that situation, girl. That was that situation. I can't even remember his name. Damn, what was his name? I can't remember. That's crazy, but yeah. Man, that was funny. That was funny. I know. I know. It's late. It's super late. What time is it? Oh yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock. I can tell you about Alonso. Remember? Okay. Yes. Yeah. I can tell you about Alonso right now. So, girl, this is probably the only other time. There's 2 IRL like dates that I've gone on. And when I say IRL, that mean I've met them in person, and that's how we ended up going on a date. So the bike scene, I met the one dude on the bike scene, very attractive. Like he had a very attractive face, but he was just a small man. And honestly, I didn't realize how small he was until I literally asked for his Instagram, I think. I was literally at a midpoint, and there was like murmur. There's not that many black people on the bike scene in Houston or whatever, right? So, girl. So I feel like all the black girls and black men, we know about each other because there's not that many of them. So me and this acquaintance of mine, we had noticed him or whatever, and we knew he was attractive. Like, yeah, he's an attractive man or whatever. So one night at a midpoint, I seen him and we were talking. Like, we would talk from time to time or whatever, and like exchange, greetings and niceties or whatever, right? So finally I was just like, what's your Instagram or whatever? So we started talking on Instagram or whatever, and I believe that got pushed up to numbers. So we started talking and texting on the phone or whatever, and it was, I can't even remember how it not escalated, but it was one of those things where he literally like wanted to love bomb you with time. And I've only started realizing that as I've gotten older, that love bombing with your time is a thing. Like, they want to consume your time. So they want to spend time with you Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like literally just consume you with their time or whatever. So I can't remember the lineup and what we were supposed to do, but we had gone bike riding or something like that. And then I got a whiff of his breath. Baby breath was humming. Breath was bad. Matter of fact, I never saw a baby's teeth. Like, you see how I hold my lip down, and you always see like the way I pronounce and enunciate my words like this. Like, that's me. Like, you'll always see like my bottom teeth, baby. No, baby, it's like this. And wait, it was like this. I never saw his teeth. Like this to me, it should seem like I ain't got no teeth, but he just always covered his teeth. He never was like, it was always like, never saw his teeth, right? And I got a whiff of his breath one day, and I was like, what the fuck is that smell? I was like, oh my God, that's his breath. That's his breath. So I was already over it at that point, but we had already bought tickets to go see Wakanda Forever. I had already bought the tickets or whatever, so I was like, shit. All right, so this is going to be terrible. His breath smells so bad. And no. So I was completely turned off with that. He was shorter than me, but I also didn't like, he had this old timey manness about him. Like he was always whistling. I don't know. It was an annoying whistle. He was always whistling, and it was kind of like a huh, and it was just kind of like corny, a corniness about him. No, he just great man. He just wasn't my man, you know. Great man, you know. He had a kid, or whatever, and then it was kind of like he was like dependent on his family. But some people have more better relationships with their family to where they can depend on their family. But it was kind of like, as a man who has a child and you're still dependent on your mama in a certain way, to where I feel like you can't scale up from that because you're dependent on your mom. So there's a little bit of hustle in you, but you stay underneath that hustle minimum because you always have your mama to fall back on, if that makes any sense. So it's just like, yeah, you get to know people. It's like you have this, you know, thought of them in your head. You're like, oh my God, he's very attractive. Then you get to know people and you're like, okay, yeah, no, never mind. I'm not interested. You know, you're not the type of person I thought you were, or whatever. Anyways, on top of that, his breath stank so bad, girl. Oh my God, it smells so bad. So anyways, we go to Wakanda Forever. Go there, and we're in the movies or watching it, and it's one of those movies where the people come and they take your order in the seats. And bitch, I felt so bad for that girl who had to take his order, because she had to like bend down, bitch. She had to like bend down and be in his face and like take his order. I was like, I know you smell his motherfucking breath, and it stunk. Oh God, I couldn't wait. And that was that. Yeah. I ended up telling him that I wanted to be friends with him, and that we just needed to be friends, and I wasn't interested in him like that. And then he ended up sending me a dick print pic. Not a dick pic. It was just a print. Nice thing. But there's no attraction behind it, sir. And I was just really thrown off by it. So I didn't respond to it for a long time. I was like, I was waiting for this is a mistake, my bad, right? So I think I responded with, I know you didn't mean to send this to me. And it took him about probably like 15, 20 minutes to respond. He's like, oh shit. He's like, my bad. He's like, I didn't mean to send that to you. We'll do this and we'll do that, right? So then the next morning I call and I have a conversation with him, because we're adults. You feel me? Yes, we're adults. Because that's where communication is key, baby. That's what we're doing. Okay, we're communicating. So I was like, I feel very like, that was a first time, baby. I'm no prude, baby. I'm a freak. You know, I'm no prude, baby. But that was a first time that I got an unsolicited, you know, dick print pic. Okay, let's just a print pic. Let's just say that, a print pic. And that's the first time I felt uncomfortable with it, and I was kind of disgusted. I was like, nigga, how dare you? So I was like, I'm really confused by you sending me this. And he's like, I said it was a mistake. And I was like, was it really? And then he confessed and was like, no. He's like, I was just trying to see where your mind was at. And he's like, I know you had said that you didn't want to be, you know, serious with me. But he's like, I thought if I sent it to you, I could change your mind. And I was like, nigga, what? You thought if you sent me a print pic, that was going to change my mind? No, that's not how it works, baby. You ain't got it like that. Anyway, got it like, yeah. So that was it. He confessed that he, you know, intended to send that pic to me, hoping that I would change my mind about not fucking with him like that. Like, sir, no. the scent of your breath cannot change my mind, okay? Because, baby, that is... Girl, look at that gray hair. It is ridiculous. It literally looks like there's something in my hair. But that is a gray hair. Wow. I think I'm going to pluck that one because that is crazy. I know, girl. We got to catch up more often. I know. I still have stories. I still have to tell you about my 2 other strikeouts from Facebook. I know. And then I got to tell you about another IRL that I had from the bike scene. Girl, it's all fails, but it's all about story time. I know. And you got to tell me about yours. But it is what it is. Yes, I know. It's always a pleasure talking to you. You like my stuff? Girl, I know I should tell more stories. I will, but we got to do this soon. Yes, we got to do it sooner. I know we are at our big age that we got to like schedule our talks. Like, girl, when are you available again to talk? I don't know, but we'll schedule soon. We'll schedule another FaceTime soon. All right. Okay. Bye. Good night. Yeah.